This second half kickoff is brought to you by Ingmar Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush, offers home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. Trickle to the ball up at the 40-yard line. He'll step back and get ready to send it away. Justin Dennis and Austin Ryan back to receive for Mountain View, and the second half is underway. A low-line drive kick by Frick, which skips past Austin Ryan and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Although Ryan did get a hand on it, the clock started. Only 4 seconds kicked off, though, so Mountain View will have this ball at their own 20-yard line with 11:56 showing in the third quarter.
It was a smart play by the return man to know that if the ball's momentum carries it into the end zone, you don't have to go back and recover it. Once it gets to the end zone, as you mentioned earlier, it's a dead ball.
It is a dead ball. We'll see Bakel in the quarterback again to start the second half. Two men flex to his left. He'll turn and fire the ball and on a screen pass. Austin Ryan, the recipient of the reception, but he loses a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
The same way they started off first half with those screen plays, and Morgan defended them well.
It wasn't too fruitful for Mountain View's offense on those screen passes. It looks like they're going to try and get back to their game plan. Bakel again in the shotgun, two men to his left. He'll turn, hand the ball off to Stark, who has the right side. He cuts up the middle of the field. Morgan trying to strip the football. I think he came out. We'll see what the officials say. Morgan Stark was held up in the air. Yes, it is Morgan football.
The momentum comes back to Fort Morgan side.
So a break there as Stark fumbles the football. Morgan recovers. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line of Mountain View.
What a great break for Morgan to get back in this thing quickly. They score here, hold them on defense again, and it's a 7-point game.
So the Morgan offense going to work here in the second half, a big backfield. Godo in, and he'll receive the football. He'll dive forward for minimal gain.
We'll see how Mountain View reacts to the adversity of giving up the ball on their first drive.
It'll be 2nd and 10 still from the 20-yard line. Well, I guess they're going to give him a yard there. 2nd and 9. Again, the same formation, two tight ends, two fullbacks, and a running back, Alexander, who receives the football from Martins. He's got a big hole off the right side where he is tackled. He looks like he received first down yardage on the run. The officials will stop the clock, either for a measurement or for the first down. No indication yet.
That was a shifty little run. He faked a few people out, going left and right up the field.
So we see Nate Alexander in the backfield feature, and it is good for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
Fort Morgan really needs to take advantage of this golden opportunity.
A big swing here in momentum as the fumble by Stark puts Morgan on the 20-yard line of Mountain View territory. Again, Martins receives a snap, hands it to Alexander, who goes right. He's brought down at the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Nice hard run there.
They will spot the ball at the 6. So a gain of 4. Martins again with the same formation, under center. He'll turn, hand the ball to Alexander again, who hits his own player. What a bad break that time, as Alexander had the hole, but his own player from the offensive line turned around, and Alexander ran right into him. For a minimal gain, it'll be 3rd and 6.
And those linemen need to be moving the line of scrimmage forward, not being moved backwards.
I say 3rd and 6. It is 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Ball located on the far hash. Fort Morgan moving right to left, threatening the end zone with 9 minutes showing on the clock, down 21-7. Martins again goes under center. He turns, hands the ball off to Godo this time, who pushes his way forward. He'll be just shy of the end zone, down to the 2-yard line. We'll see what Harrison Chisholm of Fort Morgan decides to go with here. He's got to go for the end zone here.
I think so, especially last week. If you remember, they didn't have a very good special teams record.
Frick looked good on his PAT attempt earlier, but for Harrison Chisholm, you got to like this if you're the player, showing some confidence in the offense. It is 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Martin keeps it himself. He plunges forward. Indication from the officials, he's in.
There's that sneak again. They've been getting 3-4 yards on every play. Excellent call to realize that that's the weakness of this defense.
Martins gets the 2-yard touchdown run. They'll bring on the kicking unit for the PAT. And that draws this game to 21-13, PAT pending. Frick steps back. Here's the snap. Hold is good. Frick is up and through. 21-14.
That's just what the doctor ordered. I'm sure Coach Chisholm is glad that they came out and responded the way that he wanted them to.
So 21-14 here, 8:13 showing on the third quarter. You're listening to Mustang Football on B106 and B106.com. Welcome back to Ray Patterson Stadium here in Loveland, Colorado. As Fort Morgan is down 21-14 to the Mountain View Mountain Lions. I'm Alex Egan, joined by Kevin Rohde. Frick kicks the ball off to the waiting return man for Mountain View. He has to field it. He was hoping that it would go out of bounds. This is McQueen with the football. Receives a big block there. Flag down on the play, and McQueen comes all the way across the edge of the field to the 19-yard line, but there is a flag. My guess is a block in the back there. A big block thrown by one of the Mountain View kick return team.
Maybe too big of a block. Sometimes you get excited when they come across the field. You think you have that angle, but you always have to make sure you get your head in front of that defender.
This flag is against Mountain View, and the referees will count it off. Got an illegal block in the back against Mountain View, just as was suspected.
So this bodes well for Fort Morgan in their comeback. A little more momentum building, pin them down. Now is the time for a really good defensive stand.
They'll start this drive at the 6-yard line. Will Mountain View. Bakel keeps it himself as he was in the shotgun. He really has nowhere to go. Call it a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Getting the option, the run to Stark to the right. He takes the ball left.
Again, Baker will be in the shotgun as he breaks the huddle. He's got Stark to his right, 2 men to his right as well. Baker will receive the snap. He'll hand it to Stark, who goes left. There's a flag down. Stark has enough yardage for the first down. We'll see what the flag is.
I'm thinking where it's thrown, it's got to be something against the offense, maybe a crackback block or a hold.
Hold would be my guess here, as it was thrown as Stark was gaining the edge. It is a holding call against Mountain View. So a big blow there, as Mountain View has really been its own worst enemy here in the second half. The fumble by Stark, and now a couple of penalties have set them back deep in their own territory.
Mountain View coaching staff's got to be pulling their hair out, thinking, here we have a team that lost big last week. We have all the momentum with a great win last week. It's our homecoming. We got the emotion, and now we're letting them back in it.
It'll be a 2nd and 12 after the holding call. The ball placed inside the 5-yard line. Bakel keeps the ball. He's looking to pass. He goes right in his own end zone. Now he'll fake the pass, but there he will be met, and met hard.
Nice defensive play. Waiting till the quarterback's past the line of scrimmage, then coming up and making the tackle.
Jared Bowen credited with the tackle there as he stops Binkle to the 6-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 9. Mountain View bringing in players from the sideline, calling the play. The Morgan defense has to feel pretty good about how they played thus far in the second half. 6:25 and counting on the clock. Lions are up 21-14 over the Mustangs. Binkle again in the shotgun. He will turn and hand the ball to Sarkno, keeps it himself, and he throws over the middle. He's got a man there, and that is going to be good for a first down. Tyler Sipes with the reception.
That was right over the middle. That's the first ball they've thrown into the middle.
Good for a first down. They'll spot the ball at the 22-yard line. Binkle again in the shotgun, turns, hands the ball to Starks, who cuts across the left side. He's getting to the edge, but he's met there. Another big tackle. We've seen some big tackles out of the Morgan defense here in the second half. Whatever Harrison Chisholm said to the Mustangs in the locker room must have fired up this defense.
I think so. I think, like we talked about, it's just that momentum. Good things happen to you. You play harder. We can just keep something big from happening. I think Fort Morgan can stay in this game.
The Mountain Lions face a 2nd and 8 play. Binkle again in the shotgun. Start to his right. 2 men flex to the right as well as receivers. Backo gets it. He'll run that screen play again and immediately cut down. And we might even see a holding flag here that came in. Austin Ryan immediately cut down by Logan Nestor, I believe, on the tackle. Check that. Armando Lopez on the tackle. Made a great play shaking his blocker and got in to where the receiver was and made that open field tackle. The flag was a holding call against Mountain View. The penalty will be declined, and with the loss on the play, we'll see where the officials spot the football.
Looks like they're giving them back to the original line of scrimmage.
It will be 3rd and 8 from the far hash. The Mountain Lions working left to right on your radio dial. Backo again in the shotgun. Start to his left. Backo will fake the screen. He'll keep it himself and go up the middle of the field. He'll be met there by a Morgan linebacker. Caleb Sills on the tackle. That brings up 4th down for Mountain View, and we'll see them punt for the first time today.
Does a good job of gang tackling on that one. Several Morgan players helping out Sills.
If you're Fort Morgan here, you need to be careful because McQueen has shown that he is an athlete and he can run the football if he wants to. He's back to punt for Mountain View. We'll see if they keep it as a punt or if they run a little trickery. McQueen receives the snap. He will kick it away. Does sort of a rugby-style kick back there as Fitzsimmons for Fort Morgan. He crosses the 40-yard line to the 45, and he'll be tackled there at the 46-yard line. Yes, the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan as they look to get going on their second possession here in the second half. 4:19 on the clock. Down 21-14.
A good defensive stand, good field position, just 4 yards from the midfield. If Morgan can take advantage of this and tie it up, maybe Mountain View will have to do a gut check.
Martins again with that same formation. The tight end to his right. 2 men in the backfield, 1 receiver flex each direction. Martins hands the ball to Godo. He'll gain just a couple yards through the middle of the line. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Almost looked like he was trying to pull that back out as he saw the read a little bit late on that play.
It did look like Martins was trying not to give the ball to Godo, but Godo got his paws around it and like you're taught, once you get your paws around the ball, hang on to it, don't let it go, because that's when it gets messy and you put the football on the ground. Again, the same formation for Fort Morgan, one man flexed each way. Martins turns, hands the ball to Alexander, who meets a defensive back from Mountain View after gaining about 8 and then falls forward for another yard. Check that, after gaining about 6 and falls forward for another yard. And this will be a 3rd and short for Fort Morgan. They cross into Mountain View territory.
Yeah, he had about 5 yards of uncontested running, then the defensive back came up and met him, and he ran him over.
Really lowered his shoulder to get low. Got a timeout on the field, an official's timeout, as there's an equipment issue for one of the Mountain Lions defenders, looking at his helmet. Mike McIntosh, the player with the helmet issues, but now we're back underway. Martins again keeps it himself, and we'll see where this spot is. The official on the far side has it as a first down.
There's that sneak again. Mountain View's getting a little better. They only got a little over a yard on that one. But I think that's when they get the short yardage, they're spreading out and having 2 players up the middle instead of a nose guard. A good quarterback can squeeze between them for a yard or 2.
A gain of 2 on the play. They only needed 1 for the first down, so Martins picks up another first down on that quarterback sneak. He'll go under center again. 2 men in the backfield. He'll turn, hand the ball to Goto, who works through the middle of the line. He'll gain 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Some hard yards for Goto there. They had to work hard. They ran over a couple players.
So a second down play here for Fort Morgan as the clock keeps turning, 2:28 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Fort Morgan driving. The ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line of Mountain View territory. Martins again under center, 2 men in the backfield, 1 spread each way with the tight end to his left. Martins gets the ball, hands it to Goto, who again, working hard, doesn't go down after the first contact, and he's able to get more yards after Mountain View kind of gave up on the play, thinking that he was down. He falls forward for another yard. It'll be 3rd and 3.
One of the first things you tell players as a coach is run until the whistle. Even if you think you're down, you keep running.
Morgan with the football at the 42-yard line. Check that, at the 37-yard line of Mountain View territory. Martins gets the ball, hands it off to Alexander, who has enough for the first down, and as he goes off right tackle, the officials will stop the clock and set the ball, move the chains.
That was a very patient run that time. He went, followed his blockers, and waited for it to develop. Very nice run.
Ball will be spotted at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. The 3rd first down of this drive. Martins goes under center. 3 men in the backfield this time. Martins hands the ball to Goto, who dives up the middle. He'll pick up 3 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 7.
It's almost like Fort Morgan's daring Mountain View to stop that inside running game.
So far on this play, and this will be the 8th play coming up, 7 run plays. This drive started at the 46 of Morgan territory. They are now down to the 30-yard line of Mountain View territory. Martins looks back to the 3 men in the backfield. He'll turn and hand the ball off. No, to keep it now, he'll pitch it to Fitzsimmons as he faked the handoff to Goto and then was under duress as the defensive line for Mountain View got in there, but he had the wherewithal enough to pitch the ball to Fitzsimmons, kind of a broken option play.
Wow, what a play by Fitzsimmons. The pitch wasn't very good. He had to wait for it and then to turn it upfield and make a positive out of it.
Well, and Fort Morgan will be content with running out the clock as they face a big 3rd down play here, but that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So far, Fort Morgan really responding here in this second half. It's 21-14 still, Mountain View over Fort Morgan. You're listening to Mustang Football on B106 and B106.com.